Hi, and welcome to another episode of PawTube, a pause and read initiative focused on canine health and well-being. I've got two amazing people on this episode who are making a world of difference to uh, pet parents, not only in the UAE but beyond. They run a platform called PAWDEGA that's all about high quality and non-toxic products. A very
Yeah,
warm welcome to PawTube, Charlie and Larry.
thank you so
Thank you so much
much.
for having us. We're
Yeah,
we're very honored to be here with you today.
yeah, and
My
especially
pleasure.
talking about such an incredible topic today with medicinal mushrooms, which I don't think is being talked about enough in the pet parent community. So I'm really excited to talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are going to be discussing medicinal mushrooms for dogs today. And it can really, we've seen it real life, what kind of difference it can make. And allow me to take this as my starting point. As you said, that not a lot is being spoken about medicinal mushrooms among the pet parent community. Shall we begin with a very basic question around what exactly are medicinal mushrooms and how can people distinguish from mushrooms that are toxic and ones that offer medicinal properties?
Yeah, sure. So this is a really great question. So medicinal mushrooms are natural mushrooms. They just carry therapeutical grade medicinal properties. And what that means is that these medicinal mushrooms can actually help to improve the health of animals amongst various different types of health concerns, um, including cancer and other diseases as well. Also helping to reduce allergy-like symptoms as well.
And there's been incredible studies done on a few different medicinal mushrooms that we're going to be talking about later. But yeah, there's really incredible studies showing how medicinal mushroom can help prevent and fight cancer. So, and also increase longevity as well. So we'll talk about that later.
And to answer your other part of the question on how to distinguish the differences between toxic mushrooms and the ones with medicinal values, I would say probably because we're here in the UAE, it's not we don't really have access to wild mushrooms, but still, I guess the concern would be mushrooms inside of a supermarket, for example. So mushrooms that you would find in a supermarket, these would be culinary mushrooms, and this would be also safe for dogs. So if it's safe for a human, it would be also safe for a dog.
You were talking about some studies that were done talking about the medicinal and healing properties of mushrooms. Would you like to share some highlights about the healing properties and what can one expect?
Yeah.
Sure. So I can speak on the topic of like chaga and turkey tail mushrooms because this is what we like heavily have focused on. But much of what I will speak about in regards to these two type of mushrooms would also apply to many other mushrooms. So when we speak about the medicinal properties of mushrooms, a lot of the times we are speaking mainly about the compounds and the extracts that are found within the mushrooms, such as beta glucans, such as polysaccharides, peptides, which are found in turkey tail mushrooms. We're speaking about polysaccharide Ks and so many more other types of antioxidants, which are found inside of mushrooms. So, for example, there's probably one of the most widely known studies done on mushrooms was actually done on dogs, which these studies are then applied within the human health industry. So a lot of the times when there are studies done on animals, they get applied to the human health industry. And when there are studies done on the human health industry, they get applied onto like the veterinary industry as well. So one study was done on an extract found in turkey tail mushrooms where they found dogs diagnosed with Hemian geosarcoma when they were supplemented with at least 100 milligrams per kilo. these dogs lived on average 200 days longer than dogs that were not given any of turkey tail mushrooms. So,
and the hemangiosarcoma is a type of cancer.
Yeah, so this is a type of cancer, also in humans as well, but this was specifically done on dogs. And then with turkey tail mushrooms, I mentioned polysaccharides earlier. So this compound has also been found to inhibit the growth of cancer cells within human colon cancer, breast cancer, lung cancer, gastric cancer, and many other types of cancer. And right now, I would probably say that turkey tail mushroom is probably the most studied mushroom, just because of how many studies that are around it. So once there are research going into a mushroom, then we get more and more other researches happening and studies around this type of mushrooms. And then we have chaga, which there's a study that shows that an extract found in chaga also has reduced the size of tumors by 60%. And this study was done on mice. And this is largely responsible for superoxide dismutase, which is an antioxidant, which is probably the most powerful antioxidant that is available. And this has been found to be responsible for the reduction in size of a tumor. And both of these type of mushrooms actually contain immune modulating properties. And what that means is that when a dog or even a human, an animal that is diagnosed with cancer will have a weakened immune system, or excuse me, an overactive immune system. So that body is fighting that cancer actively. So a lot of the times we hear, oh, boost the immune system, boost the immune system, boost the immune system. But we don't necessarily actually want to boost the immune system of an animal whose immune system is already overactive. We actually want to bring that immune system into balance. So what that means is mushrooms, and these specific type of mushroom, carry those properties to regulate the immune system and bring it into balance. So if the immune system is overactive, it will lower it, balance it, and bring it into homeostasis. And if the immune system is weakened, it will strengthen it and also bring it into place again. So we actually want a level of homeostasis for animals and also humans.
And
this is very insightful, because exactly, we always talk about how do we strengthen the immune system without thinking about how to create that equilibrium or balance.
Yes.
Yeah. And just so to bring everything in perspective, so we focus very heavily on cancer prevention, because over 1 in 2 dogs are being diagnosed with cancer in their life. So it's something that we are actively trying to prevent in our own dog, and we want everyone, like, we just want to share all of our information with all the pet parents so that hopefully they can also prevent this diagnosis, because also research shows that over 90% of cancer may actually be preventable. So it's really important to look into cancer prevention or like as early as possible. But just because of everything that Larry was talking about with the immune modulating properties and the anti-inflammatory properties and the antioxidants that are found in medicinal mushrooms, they are not only like, we don't only use them to help prevent or address cancer, but they can also support the immune system, like Larry said. They can improve skin and coat health, joint health, and they
reduce
can
inflammation in the body. So it's really good for joint health.
Even diabetes, right?
Diabetes.
Yeah.
It's also really great for heart health, because a lot of pets with chronic heart concerns usually have too much inflammation going on in the heart. So this actually helps to regulate that inflammation as well. So, I mean, one of the great things about when you're using natural products and natural foods, because right now we're simply talking about food, is that these foods are going to not only, you know, help fight cancer, but they're also going to do all of these other things within the body. So it's not just like we're only going to focus on this. This is an isolate product. So nothing we carry is isolate. So like, for example, we have like golden paste where it's widely known to support joint health, but it does so much more than just joint health because it's a food,
Exactly.
it's heart health, brain, and all this other stuff. So the same would apply also for mushrooms.
Can you suggest the best ways to feed medicinal mushrooms to our dogs?
Yes. So when you're looking for a medicinal mushroom for your dogs, we would highly recommend that you're looking for a product that is certified organic and wild crafted and grown outdoors in their natural environment. So a lot of mushroom products are grown in laboratories. So we personally, when we look out for pet products, we try and get beyond natural, as we call it. So we also look at the way that the products are made and the ingredients are sourced and grown. So yeah, definitely would recommend a product that's grown outdoors. And then actually very, very important for you to not waste money on medicinal mushrooms is to make sure that it's liquid, triple extracted, because the way that like the mushrooms, as Larry was telling you earlier, have different compounds that are really important and have different medicinal values and properties. So there are some water-soluble compounds, and then there are other compounds that can only be extracted with alcohol. So if you're buying a powdered mushroom, these mushrooms will not have the entire full spectrum of a mushroom that, like such as turkey tail, that's been extracted, triple extracted, where it goes through the water-soluble and the alcohol-soluble process. So a triple extracted mushroom will have all of the compounds that will benefit your dog's health, and we call it full spectrum.
And also, just to add to that, is that it is, because it's in liquid form, it's more bioavailable to the body. So and this is very, 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 very important, especially for, you know, people looking to use medicinal mushrooms for their sick animals, because we want amazing compounds to be absorbed by the body very quickly. So this is when you are using powdered, it's not to say that the powders don't work or anything like that. It's just, it's not as quickly bioavailable to the body, which is what we really want, especially if we have a sick pet.
Yeah.
Sure, that's so important. And while you've mentioned a few important things to note already, but you know, for new pet parents who are actually at that point of considering medicinal mushrooms for their dogs, what should they be looking out for before starting? Of course, you know, consulting a trusted veterinarian, that's very important. But is there something specific, or are there specific things that they could look out for, they should look out for?
You mean like when selecting a particular type of mushroom?
Yes, a product.
I mean, honestly, the name medicinal mushroom sometimes can bring some confusion. It's not medicine. So it's a natural product that is essentially recognized by the body as food. And we actually get this question a lot sometimes, like, can I combine, for example, chaga and turkey tail, or can I combine this and probiotics, or is this too much? And with us specifically, with our store, we make sure that none of our products have any filler ingredients and no synthetics. So that's why the products actually get recognized by the body as nutrition. And I like to say, it's like when you're making a salad for yourself, you're not just gonna eat the lettuce, you're gonna eat tomatoes and cucumbers, and you know, you're gonna maybe throw in some tuna or whatever.
Carrots.
The carrots, yeah. So you're creating a nourishing meal. And that's the same when you're considering medicinal mushrooms for your dog. There isn't really any, like, anything that I would say you would have to think about before, because you are just adding additional nutrition to your dog's diet. So yeah, I don't know if that answered the question.
Yeah, of course it did, Charlie. And I just have another follow-up. So you said
Yeah,
supplements, probiotics,
yeah,
mushrooms. All these things can be given to a dog
Mhm.
altogether, right? Across
Yeah.
however many meals they have in a day.
yeah.
Yes.
So generally speaking, what we really recommend is to rotate, and it's just to have a different variety. So for example, and this goes to like probiotics, if you're like rotating different probiotics, or even medicinal mushrooms, unless your dog has a health concern where your dog needs a specific medicinal mushrooms, we like to rotate. So our dog might get chaga this day, and then tomorrow turkey tail or something like that. But the three things that we always include on a daily basis is we include one pre and probiotic,
Okay.
one antioxidant, which medicinal mushrooms would fall into this category,
Okay.
and then one detox product, because our dogs are just bombarded with toxins like in the
Yeah,
modern day life. So
absolutely.
liver and kidney support is really important. So yeah, but variety is always a really good idea.
Are you able to share one or two examples of dogs who have greatly benefited from PawDEGA products, particularly medicinal mushrooms?
Yeah, I can take that one. I would say that using mushrooms is basically one tool in the toolbox that can be used to supporting health. So we had, I believe, a review for a pet with bone cancer. And we have also a dog with hemangiosarcoma who has been diagnosed with that, and using specifically the turkey tail. But also, I would say it's not only about cancer, because we also have dogs with warts, papilloma. It can be used for that, to stabilize the immune system and strengthen it in that case for pets with weakened immune systems, where it helps to shrink warts.
Mm-hmm.
So in particular, Larry's talking about one dog who, where she got in touch with us for papilloma, and we recommended a few different products because, again, we like to take a multifaceted approach. It's not that, yeah, it's not like medication, you know, where there's like one thing that you have to take or something like that. So yeah, anyway, so she left a review that said, I think a week later, the papilloma was gone after she used the
Oh,
chaga mushroom. So
Yeah.
yeah, and the two dogs with cancer that you were just talking about, I think the reviews in particular were that they had a lot more energy.
Yeah.
Right.
So because also what with the mushrooms do, because they're so high in antioxidants, it actually supports you know, energy levels within a pet. It helps to give them more energy, and so we see that the mushrooms have been particularly helpful in restoring energy. And just to mention that whenever we get such a type of diagnosis, we usually recommend, you know, really trying as much as possible to change the entire lifestyle and the environment of that dog. So, you know, minimizing their exposure to toxins, including antioxidants into the diet, including pre and probiotics into the diet, and other superfoods, also exercising that pet. So we really try to take a multifaceted approach when it comes to supporting any type of sick animal, or if you're just simply looking to prevent.
absolutely. Absolutely. Is there a message that you would like to send out to our viewers and readers?
Yeah, I love that. So yeah, I mean, I think we're really here to, you know, make natural products available to pet parents in the UAE. And if anything, I want to tell everyone that we always focus on prevention, because it's so much easier and so much cheaper to focus on preventing a disease, if it's cancer or whatever it is, joint issues, whatever it is, you're saving so much money and so much pain for not only your animal but also yourself, because we talk to frustrated pet parents every single day that are coming to us because they've tried everything in the toolbox of traditional medicine and nothing's working, you know. So it's just always a better idea to help prevent the issues from coming up than trying to find a cure for something later on.
Amazing. Thank you so very much for joining me on this episode of PawTube, Charlie and Larry. It's been a pleasure chatting with you.